When people see a new guy, they start laughing at him, but Will was skilled at gambling. Today was the best opportunity for him to extract money from the rich. Will played a poker bet with a wealthy man named Philippe. Philippe is the richest person here. He owns his own time bank that loans time to people. Philippe's daughter is also sitting with him. She's the same girl who was carefully watching Will a while ago. When the game starts, Will stakes all the time of his life, and thanks to his mind, he wins 1,100 years from Philippe. Seeing this, Philippe's daughter Sylvia becomes very impressed with Will. She invited Will to a party at her house tomorrow night. The next evening, Will buys a brand new car and arrives at Philippe's party. During the party, Will and Sylvia start dancing, and Sylvia silently falls for Will. She was about to tell Will about her feelings when Timekeeper Raymond arrives there with his team and captures Will. Thinking Will is a murderer, Sylvia also gets angry with him. Raymond first takes away all of Will's time and gives him only 2 hours. Then he starts arresting Will on charges of Henry's murder. Raymond asks Will, "Why did you kill Henry?" Will tells him, "I didn't kill him. He didn't want to live. That's why he gave me 116 years and later took his own life." But Raymond doesn't believe Will's words. Will understands that Raymond will frame him in Henry's false case and put him in jail for life. So, seeing an opportunity, he beats Raymond's men, frees himself, takes their gun, and takes Sylvia hostage. Using Sylvia as a shield, Will escapes with her, outsmarts Raymond and his men, and returns to Ghetto City. During this time, Will has very little time left. He asks Sylvia to lend him some time, but Sylvia refuses to give him even a second because she also thinks he's Henry's killer. So he drives the car even faster toward Ghetto City to borrow time from someone there. In his hurry, he doesn't notice the barbed wires laid on the road ahead. Upon hitting them, Will's car falls off the bridge. In this accident, Will and Sylvia become unconscious. Actually, those spikes were laid by Fortis and his gang. Fortis saw that Sylvia had 10 years of time. He steals all of Sylvia's time and leaves from there. Meanwhile, Will and Sylvia regain consciousness. When Sylvia looked at her hand, she was worried because she only had 30 minutes left, and Will also had only a few minutes left. But still, he gave Sylvia some of his minutes, making their time equal. After this, Will quickly takes Sylvia to his friend's house, to whom he had given 10 years. When his friend's wife opened the door and saw Will, she expressed her anger at Will. She said, "The 10 years you gave destroyed my husband's life. He wasted all the time on alcohol which caused his death." Hearing this, Will became disappointed. But now these two didn't have much time either. If they didn't do something quickly, their death was certain. Then, Will noticed the diamond earrings in Sylvia's ears. By selling them, Will and Sylvia got 2 days of time. After this, Will took Sylvia to a phone booth. He called Sylvia's father, Philippe, and told him that his daughter is safe so far. At that time, Raymond was also present with Philippe, and Will also knew that Raymond was there. In exchange for releasing Sylvia, Will demanded 10,000 years of time. He asked to distribute those 10,000 years among the poor people through the time bank and gave them time until tomorrow morning. Although this amount was nothing for Philippe, he didn't want to give time to the poor at any cost. Here, Will brought Sylvia to his house, where both were waiting for morning. During this time, Sylvia asked Will where his family was. Will told her just last night his mother died due to lack of time. Hearing this, Sylvia feels very bad and realizes that poor people here live in fear of death every moment. They have to work so hard to earn 1 day's time. The next morning, as soon as the bank opened, Will and Sylvia started watching the bank from the window. But the bank didn't distribute time among the poor. Seeing this, Sylvia became very disappointed that even her own daughter had no value to her father compared to time. Now Sylvia understood that her father is not just a businessman, but the head of this system. He accumulates years of his life from the deaths of poor people. Seeing Sylvia so disappointed, Will decided to send her back home. He took her to a phone booth and told her to call her father for help. During this time, Will also gives Sylvia a weapon so she can protect herself. Here, Sylvia was talking to her father on the phone when Timekeeper Raymond quietly arrived there and pointed a gun at Will. Seeing this, Sylvia in panic shot at Raymond. Seeing this, Will nervously came to Raymond. Although that bullet had grazed Raymond's hand and passed through, blood was flowing profusely from Raymond's hand. Will checked Raymond's watch. Raymond only had 2 hours left. Actually, timekeepers also only received 1 day's time as salary. Will understood that by the time Raymond's team members reach him, Raymond would have died due to excessive blood loss. So Will gives Raymond 2 hours of time, takes Raymond's car, and leaves from there. After shooting Raymond, now Sylvia had also come on the crime list.
Although Will told Sylvia that she could still get out of all this, but in Greenwich, Sylvia's life was like a bird caged in a prison. Her father, Philippe, had imposed many restrictions on her, but coming here, she was experiencing freedom, because here she was the master of her own will. And Sylvia understands that wrong is being done to people here. Now she was also with Will in giving poor people their rights. Will and Sylvia together started robbing the rich. Sylvia, who was familiar with every corner of Greenwich City, so these two made a plan. They would steal time capsules from banks in Greenwich City and distribute them among the poor. Sylvia first robbed several of her father Philippe's banks because Philippe had collected all that time from the deaths of poor people. These two packed all the time capsules from the vault in a bag and left, and started distributing them among the poor. After committing such a big robbery, now the government was also fed up with these two. That's why the government put a bounty of 10 years of time on both their heads. Hearing this news, gangster Fortis now started hunting these two like dogs, but Will and Sylvia kept changing their location every day so they didn't fall into anyone's hands. These two were hiding in a hotel. Since they had no shortage of time, they had booked the entire hotel. Fortis arrived outside that hotel looking for these two. There he caught some people and started asking them about Will and Sylvia. But those people owed a lot to Will and Sylvia. So these people were ready to die but weren't ready to reveal Will and Sylvia's location. But when Fortis forced those people too much, one guy, out of fear of death, tells Fortis about that hotel where Will and Sylvia were hiding. After which Fortis immediately arrives there with his gang and catches both of them. Now it was impossible for Will and Sylvia to escape from them. Fortis made Will sit at a table and challenged him to a time fight. Will understood that if he refused the challenge, Fortis's gang members would kill him. So why not try his hand with him today? Fortis and Will grabbed each other's wrists and the game of death began. Fortis was a skilled player. He pushed Will's hand down right at the start, causing Will's time to transfer rapidly to Fortis. But Will wasn't applying force at all, as if he was losing deliberately. But as soon as Will had 3 to 4 seconds of his life left, Will showed his power and pushed Fortis's hand down with one jerk. Fortis's eyes remained wide open. He was trying with all his might to raise his hand, but he had become weak before Will's strength. Seeing this, Fortis's men's attention got stuck on Fortis's watch. Now their boss was about to die. Meanwhile, seizing the opportunity, Will pulled out a gun from his shoe and shot all of Fortis's men in a blink. Because if he didn't do this, those people would have killed him. With this, Fortis's time became 0 and he also died. Will and Sylvia quickly escaped from there. During this time, they saw that the rich had turned the whole game around. Whatever time Will and Sylvia had distributed among the poor, its value was now nothing, because the rich had increased the inflation rate several times. Seeing this, Will started feeling defeated and felt that he could never give these poor people their rights. He told Sylvia that everything is over now. Even if they distribute thousands of years among people, rich people will increase inflation even more, due to which people's condition will never improve. Sylvia said there must be some way. To this, Will said that we'll have to steal millions of years and give them to these people. Only then can we control inflation. Although it wasn't that easy, Sylvia had thought of a plan for this. The very next morning, when Philippe reached his office with his bodyguards, Sylvia came there. She told her father that she wants to surrender. Then all the guards pointed guns at Sylvia. But then Will, hiding in the guard's disguise from behind, arrived there. He placed a gun on Philippe's head and made him open the locker door. Will and Sylvia stole a time capsule from Philippe's locker that contained 1 million years of time. Each year of this time capsule had come from the deaths of poor people only. Will and Sylvia escape with that time capsule. Here, when Raymond found out about this, he immediately went after Will and Sylvia. When Raymond looked at the watch on his hand, he had less than 1 hour of time left. He calls headquarters and says, "Send me my salary capsule, I am low on time." But before he could transfer time from the capsule into his body, he sees Will's car and he goes after them without transferring time from the capsule into his body. Because if those 1 million years reached the poor, every person in the ghetto time zone would become immortal and the entire system created by the rich would be destroyed. Raymond put all his heart and soul into catching Will and Sylvia, but he couldn't stop them. Will and Sylvia outsmarted Raymond, came to Ghetto City and handed over that time capsule into a little girl's hands. They knew that Raymond would come straight to Ghetto City after them, so they left this place and went to a deserted place. There, they had distributed millions of years among the people of Ghetto City, making them immortal. But these two themselves had very little time left. Unfortunately, at that very moment, Raymond caught them. Raymond threatened Will and said, "If your life is dear to you, return all the stolen time." Then Will showed him his watch time. Will and Sylvia had only a few minutes left. Will told Raymond, "Haven't you forgotten? Remember, when you were about to die, I lent you some time. You should return the time to me." Hearing this, Raymond remembered that in the hurry to catch Will and Sylvia, he hadn't paid attention to his own time. When he looked at his watch, he had 5 seconds left, which became 0 in an instant, and Raymond died. Will and Sylvia escaped from Raymond, but these two also now had only 1 minute each left. On top of that, there was no one to help them in that deserted area. They could clearly see their death. These two hugged each other in disappointment, and then Will noticed Raymond's car. Will ran towards the car and reaching there transferred Raymond's salary time into his watch. After this, he started running towards Sylvia to give her time too. Sylvia also was running fast towards Will. Sylvia had only a few seconds left. This was exactly the same kind of moment as when Will had lost his mom. Will had lost his mom but didn't want to lose Sylvia. Will was very close to Sylvia, but then Sylvia fell into Will's arms. Luckily, Will had grabbed Sylvia's hand at the right time, which saved her life. Thanks to Will and Sylvia, now all the people of Dayton City had become immortal. Now they didn't need to work in factories to earn 1 hour. They all set out towards Greenwich City to fulfill their dreams, which caused the entire system created by the rich to fail. And with this, the story ends.